Hey guys, James of TTFT Reviews here, and today I'm going to be talking about Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings. This is the latest cinematic outing in Marvel's Phase 4, which is proving to be the most divisive phase in their existence. Listen, I'm not going to pretend that Marvel is bulletproof. Like, they definitely have some hardcore misses, but I honestly don't think Phase 4 has been as bad as people are making it out to be. Just for a quick recap, I thought WandaVision was very fun, very unique, and very innovative up until the last episode where it just kind of turned into a generic Marvel movie. But it did set up Scarlet Witch to be a very compelling antagonist in Doctor Strange 2. I thought Falcon and the Winter Soldier was easily the weakest of the shows so far. It was just kind of a big waste of time. It was way too preachy and kind of questionable in its politics. On the opposite side of the spectrum, Loki was my favorite show of the three live action ones. It was very fun, it was tightly written, it had some interesting characters, and it opened up a whole big can of worms for the MCU, introducing the multiverse and Kang and all that other stuff. Black Widow was just kind of meh. Like, it had its fair share of problems, but I had a fair enough time watching it, so I feel like it would have hit a little bit differently if it had come out before, you know, the character fucking died. And at the time of recording, I'm 4 episodes into What If, and I am absolutely loving it. I think the animation style is fantastic. I love just the different scenarios that they're setting up. I love the potential for different characters and alternate universes that might show up in the mainline MCU. That 4th episode, Jesus Christ. And now we get on to Shang-Chi. This is the first MCU movie to introduce a new character since Captain Marvel. And in this one, we follow Shang-Chi, played by Simu Liu. He works with his friend as a parking valet, his friend played by Awkwafina. He's just kind of trying to live his own life, find out what he wants to do, and then he sort of gets thrust into this dark past that involves his father, the Mandarin, the real Mandarin this time, not the shit that we saw in Iron Man 3. And now Shang-Chi has to confront his dark past and stop his father from destroying the world, basically. I was actually really excited for this movie when I first saw the trailers. I was excited to meet a new character. I was excited to learn more about him, and you know, I'd never seen Marvel tackle a martial arts genre before, so it was interesting to see where they were gonna go with it. And for the most part, I actually really loved this movie. I thought that the fight sequences were fucking fantastic. Like, they were hypnotic almost. It was almost like a dance. Like, they were so well choreographed and well timed and well paced and well edited. And it mixed sort of the like Jackie Chan style, like Enter the Dragon style martial arts with the magic and the almost sort of Dragon Ball Z-esque powers that the Ten Rings sort of give you. It mixed them together really well. I think the two standouts were the bus sequence and the scaffolding sequence. Those who have seen the movie, you know what I'm talking about, but I really loved how those scenes played out. They're much more intense than they are in the trailer. I also thought the acting for the most part was pretty good too. I really liked Simu Liu as Shang-Chi. I think he's very charismatic, very likable, very relatable. I want to see more of him. I think he fits really seamlessly into this universe, and I would really love to see him play off of some of the more established characters. I also really liked the villain, which I didn't expect to. Like, I thought that he was just gonna be, some scary dude with glowing wrists and shit like that. But no, he's actually like a legit, like, cool villain. He's very suave and he's very like sort of smooth talking, but he can do some really badass things when he needs to. And he's not just a plank of wood. You actually like sort of feel for him and like understand his motivations and where he's coming from. I really liked that. I thought the first 2 acts were really well paced. I think the story keeps you invested. It gets you really into this sort of world that you had not seen up until this point. I love sort of the mythology that they're building around the Ten Rings, and even how you know, they explain how other groups and other organizations sort of took that symbol and sort of crafted it into their own organizations, like the terrorist group in the Iron Man movies. The movie isn't flawless though, unfortunately. It does suffer from a lot of clunky exposition and a lot of telling but not showing. There's a lot of just really unnatural sounding writing that just kind of spells out what the movie is going for as opposed to letting it play out naturally. As cool as the final battle is, it admittedly did go on a bit too long. I feel like you could have cut maybe like 5-10 minutes off of that climax and not much would have been lost. And this is probably just me, but for the love of God, Hollywood, stop putting Awkwafina in movies, please. I get she's, you know, super popular and people think she's hilarious, but I'm sorry, I just do not see the appeal. I have hated her in every movie that I've seen her in. I hated her in Ocean's 8, I hated her in Raya and the Last Dragon, and I hated her in this. Like, it seems every time she's in a movie, she's just playing the exact same character and doing the exact same shtick, and it's not funny, it's not different, it's not interesting. Like, and I'm sure it's just a case of that actress pissing me off. Like, if it was any other, like, actress playing the exact same character, because honestly, the character isn't that bad. Like, she has good chemistry off of Simu Liu. I buy that they're best friends. It's just Awkwafina's performance just grinds my gears so much, and I don't know, like, maybe you guys enjoyed her more, but she's just not my cup of tea personally. Ultimately, guys, I really love the hell out of this movie. I'm very excited to see where Shang-Chi goes next in the MCU. Between the two post-credit scenes, without giving anything away, they've definitely, you know, teased a future for that character and for that organization. So I'm very curious to see how they're going to connect to the overall story. Maybe Shang-Chi is going to appear in Multiverse of Madness. Maybe him and Spider-Man are going to meet up. I don't know. Maybe the 10 Rings is going to play a big part in, like, the Ironheart series or something. I don't know. I'm really excited. I'm glad that... One thing I will say about Phase 4, like, say what you will about, like, the quality of the individual shows and movies and such. My biggest issue so far has been that it seems like they've been doing a lot of, like, backtracking without, like, pushing the story forward all that much. Like, yeah, they've definitely set up a few things, but they've been mostly focused on, like, you know, adding character development to pre-existing characters, which, don't get me wrong, is fine, but I am glad that we're finally getting to move past, you know, like, the events of Endgame and all the characters who were affected by that. And I'm really glad that the MCU is kind of pushing forward with some new characters and new stories. So yeah, I really enjoyed the hell out of this movie. I would highly recommend you guys go to see it. I mean, you're probably going to go see it this weekend regardless, so I hope you guys have fun. And going to my ranking, I would have to give it a 4 out of 5. You want to know something really crazy though? As cool as Shang-Chi is and as great as the movie was, he would not be here. In fact, most of the Marvel movies would not be here if it wasn't for a certain web-footed legend.
That's it. No more Mr. Nice Duck.
Let that sink in. If George Lucas hadn't made Howard the Duck in 1986, you wouldn't have got your Raimi trilogy, you wouldn't have got your X-Men, you wouldn't have got your MCU, and you most certainly would not have gotten your Oscar-winning Spider-Verse movie. And if you want to hear me talk more about this fucking oddity of a film, you should check out TTFT, YouTube's favorite film discussion show, hosted by Durden Godfrey and Tehran Royal. Their third season is underway with a brand new episode every first Thursday of the month, with bonus content every Thursday after that. This week's episode was about the first feature-length theatrically released Marvel film, Howard the Duck. And on top of there being a stacked list of special guests of people who actually worked on the original film, I actually got to be a part of a panel of very talented people discussing the film, going into details about just all the weird sexual crazy 80s shit that is going on in this movie. That panel includes Kobe Greif of CBR Screen Rant, Brandon Carlis, fellow filmmaker Ernie Trinidad, who is actually making a documentary about Howard the Duck, or sorry, a documentary. God damn it. And of course, the geniuses behind
I don't care to see your goddamn hammer, Garrett!
Durden and Royal themselves. It was a huge honor to be invited back. Those guys are awesome. I had a ton of fun discussing this weird fucking movie. If you want to check out the episode, I left a link for it in the description. Be sure to give it a like and subscribe. Show them some love. It is a very long episode. Funnily enough, it ended up being longer than the actual movie, Howard the Duck. But it is definitely worth a watch, so go check it out, subscribe, give it a like, ring the bell, all that fun stuff. But anyway, let me know down in the comments what you thought of Shang-Chi, Legend of the Ten Rings. What did you think of it? Do you think Awkwafina is annoying, or is it just me? Let me know all that stuff down in the comments. I'll be back very soon with more videos, but until then, be sure to like, subscribe, ring the notification bell so you can stay up to date on when I'm posting. Follow me on all my social media, subscribe to my main channel. Everything you need to know will be in the description. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you later.
这里的每一个角落都被我们接管到了，就像那铁路不留给你机会，你以为我跟你开玩笑的说，老的是土桶，你老的像古董。